Ever read a sewing pattern and thought, what on earth that seam allowance means? Or maybe you have heard Basting Stitch and you thought it involved food. Hi, I'm Mireille Pegu, founder of Sourcemark, and trust me, I know how confusing sewing terms can be when you are just starting out. When I first started sewing, I felt like I needed a dictionary just to understand a tutorial. But today, I am making it easy. I will break down the most essential sewing terms so you can follow instruction with confidence. And at the end, I will share the one terms that took me forever to understand. So stick around. If you ever felt lost in sewing jargon, hit the like button and let's dive in. Why understanding sewing terms matters. Knowing sewing terms will help you avoid mistakes and make learning so much smoother. What happens when you don't know the terms? 1. You misread instruction. Patterns say press the seam. Wait, press like iron. 2. You make mistakes. Did you know basting isn't permanent? I didn't until I accidentally used it for final seam. 3. You feel overwhelmed. When you don't understand sewing, feel harder than it actually is. Comment below what's the sewing terms that confuse you at first. Must know sewing terms. Alright, let's break down the top 10 sewing terms every beginner needs to know. When I first started sewing, these terms sound so technical, like some secret sewing language. But once you know them, sewing pattern and tutorial becomes so much easier to follow. So let's go one by one, and I promise to keep it simple. Terms number 1, seam allowance. This one confused me a lot at first. Seam allowance is just the little bit of fabric between where you stitch and the edge of your fabric. Think of it as your safety margin. Without the seam allowance, your seams could pop open. Most patterns use about half an inch or so, and once you get used to it, it's become second nature. Term number 2, backstitch. You would hear this term all the time. A backstitch just means you sew forward a few stitches, then reverse a few stitches at the start and end of a seam. Why backstitch is it important? It locks your stitches in place so they don't unravel. It's like tie a knot but with your sewing machine. Terms number 3, basting stitch. A base stitching is just a long and temporary stitch. You use it to hold pieces together before you sew the final seams. It's like a test run, so you can check things before committing. You can do it by hand and by your sewing machine. Term number 4, the Grainline. Grainline sounds fancy, but it's really just a direction of the thread in your fabric. If you cut fabric the wrong way, your clothes can twist or stretch weirdly. Follow the Grainline, keeps everything nice and professional looking. Term number 5, notches. Notches are those little triangles you see on patterns. When you cut them into the fabric, they are like puzzle pieces, help you match everything up perfectly. Skip them, and trust me, your PC may not line up the way they should. Term number 6, the selvage. Selvage is the finished edge of your fabric, the edge that doesn't fray. Why is it important? Because it helps you find the grain line, and it's also a great reference point when you lay out your pattern piece. Term number 7, right side, wrong side. This one is huge. The right side is the pretty outside facing part of the fabric, and the wrong side is the back. When you are sewing, most instructions will say right sides together. That just means you put the nice side facing each other so your seams end up hidden inside. Super simple once you know it. Term number 8, hem. A hem is just the finished edge of the bottom of your garment or project. You fold it, press it, and stitch so the fabric doesn't fray. Hems are what makes your project look polished and complete. It's like a final touch of making up your outfit. Term number 9, dots. Now, this one blew my mind the first time I learned it. Dots are little folds you sew into fabric to give it shape. They are what make a flat piece of fabric fit around the curve, like your bust, waist, or hip. Without dirt, clothes or project will look bursty and not properly fit. Turn number 10, seam ripper. Finally met your best friend, the seam ripper. This tiny tool is designed to take out stitches. And let's be honest, mistakes happen, especially when you are learning. A seam ripper lets you fix error without ruining your fabric. So instead of fearing mistakes, you can just say, oops, no problem, I will grab my seam ripper. So these are the 10 terms that every beginner needs to know. Which one was the biggest aha moment for you? Or is there a sewing word that confused you when you first starting? Let me know in the comment. I would love to hear your story. The most misunderstood sewing term. Okay, time for a little confession. When I started sewing, the terms that truly confused me for so many years was ease. What is ease? It means adding a little extra fabric so your clothes or project aren't skid tight. It builds into sewing patterns. Too much ease, your garment is baggy or your project is baggy. Too little ease, you cannot move in. Common beginner mistake with ease. 1. Ignoring ease. If you don't check the ease, your project might not fit. 2. Assuming all patterns fit the same. Different styles adding different ease amounts. Did you know what ease was before this video? Comment below. Great work today. Remember, sewing doesn't have to be complicated. At So Smart, we believe it should always feel simple, joyful, and totally doable. And to make things even easier for you, I have put together a special free program just for beginners, the Sew Ready program. Inside, you will get step-by-step support, extra tips, and beginner resources to help you sew your first project with confidence. It is completely free. Just click the link in the description below to grab your copy and start your journey today. Before you go, tell me in the comment which part of sewing feels the most confusing to you right now. I would love to help you out in the next video. And don't forget, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a lesson in the Sew Ready series. Until next time, remember, start simple, embrace imperfection, and grow your confidence one stitch at a time.